in talking about companies we've worked with, two really come to mind. One was a train wreck. One was almost a train wreck. So probably 2 years in the late 1990s, before our technology, Coach 2100 was with us, we worked with our systems with paper and pencil on a telephone. And that's pretty tough on a global scale, but we did. And when we went to work for that company, their stock was trading at 15/16 in New York. And they were fourth in market share and really struggling. And a board member who has been a client of mine now for 18 years, a very distinguished gentleman, wonderful human being, person, just a great person, called me and said, would you help us? And so I met the CEO, who really wanted to have the success, was willing to do the things that it took to be successful. And 2.5 years later, their stock was trading at $51 a share. They were moved from number 4 in their industry to number 2, and they had the highest margins in the industry, and they had cut their costs dramatically with people that really had to do something else that weren't really helping them. So that's one train wreck. That was interesting. Then just recently, just 90 days ago in November, we had a company call us. The chairman called me and asked if I would come to Texas to visit with them. 20-year company and a small company, but very dynamic in what they're doing. But they had fallen into this trap of this win-win compromise mindset we talk about. And they had actually agreed with a global giant. I mean, this is one of the biggest giants in the valley, if you will, and in all of industry was their biggest customer. And they had agreed to a progressing discount rate. So, for example, if this year it was a 5% discount, next year would be 7, the following year would be 9. And it's ludicrous to think they'd sign up for a deal like that. But they said, look, we had to sign for that or they were going to throw us out and not work with us. And that was their mindset. That's what the mindset of win-win does to you. So we went to work, and my hat's off to them, because they went to work in late November. And we worked very hard all the way through the holidays. And then they entered into negotiations in Hong Kong in early January. And about 8 days ago, they signed an agreement for all of their line of products with that same ugly giant at full price. First time in their history in 20 years. Systematic, decision-based negotiation was the key to their success. They literally did the work. They prepared properly with principle. They embraced the principles because they were desperate. You know, what they were doing currently wasn't working. They knew they had to change, and they were willing to make that change. And interestingly, it was very interesting to kind of watch the progress, because the more experienced leadership was eager to change. The younger leadership was truly fearful, or the younger player, if you will, was really fearful. And so as we executed checklists, they found it became easier and easier. And as they debriefed, it became easier and easier to prepare for the next step. And so by using our system, they accomplished something pretty incredible, I think.